let's move on to this girl. I guess she's known as Bayou Barbie. Oh, I'm wiping my face in both fatigue and disgust. Angel Reese is her name. So she's the one who, made, I don't know, this ring. Like, you don't get a ring when you win the NCAA finals, I don't think.
Look, also looks like she's pointing at the wrong finger. Am I tripping?
Yeah, you're supposed to be on your left hand. Is your
Well,
ring
whatever.
finger.
We're splitting hairs here.
But she did the John Cena, you can't see me, and people are just like saying Dave Portnoy's racist. We'll bring that up in a second. And the problem is that the other girl was doing it, yes. Um,
But
but this girl, Angel Reese or whatever, she did it when she won the championship, and as the confetti was raining down, she went up to the girl and continued to taunt her, which I've never seen before in sports. And Dave Portnoy sort of pointed that out, and they called him racist for that. Like, you could have problems with him for a lot of things, but it wasn't racist for him to point that out. He's pointing out that that's what she does. You don't see somebody lifting the Stanley Cup and spitting in the other team's face, basically. Where the guy has a walk-off home run, jumps on first, and gives everybody the finger while, that sort of stuff. So that's why. And then, so we were talking about that, and then we basically got into the fact that we're talking about women's basketball, and we never do before. And the only reason we're talking about it is because all these college girls are, basically learning how to trash talk in college. And so there's these two girls trash talking all the time. There's these other twin girls silent, giving the quiet mark or sign to the crowd in a game. And then there's the other girl punching a girl in the face. Like, these are the reasons why people are watching it, or talking about it rather. And it's probably for the wrong reasons. I mean, not to say that agitators in men's sports don't get a lot of attention, but that's adjacent to the sport itself, I feel like.
yeah, well, let's be honest. Um, nobody was watching it. We're watching it now after the fact. How many people watched any of that live?
A couple million apparently watched the final.
I don't buy it. And I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. And look, I will go full. Here's was Gilly the Kid, whatever his name is. I don't think that people were actually watching it. I don't think that many people saw it live. I think the media picked it up and ran with it because they need clicks, and they won because here we are talking about it. And these women who nobody was going to watch otherwise are now, they're going to get their little endorsement deals, and they're going to be famous. And look, is that crazy tinfoil hat stuff that, look, we're not, bro, nobody's watching women's basketball because women, WNBA players can't. There's a joke. I forget who told it, so I'm not going to pretend to take credit for this joke. But there's like a street guy who's saying, "Can you name one WNBA player?" And then one of the guys says, "Like, I don't think that one WNBA player can name another WNBA player." Like, nobody.
Lisa Leslie, everybody, remember the name?
Maya Moore.
I don't know who that is. And now we got what's her face.
You still don't know the name. You can't say what's her face and then pretend you know anything about this.
She got arrested in Russia.
Oh, okay.
Brittany Griner, right?
Who?
Big Grine. BG.
As cold and callous and mean as it might sound, she's happy now because she's out of the prison. It was a tough 9 months, but people are saying your name when nobody was saying your name before. You were a meme of
She did her time.
a freakishly tall woman trying to dunk, and we watched that. We played that clip. I mean, it could be worth a rewatch because it's absolutely hilarious, but I'm not gonna foist that on anybody. The point is, if I wanted to go full Alex Jones tinfoil hat, I would say that maybe they're doing this because at least they can scrounge up some sort of money from this, right? They were going viral. Every couple months this happens where one of these women jumps out the window and says, "We just want the same as men," or "We want the percentage," and then when the percentages start getting broken down, their narrative falls apart. So at least if you're not gonna sell jerseys, bro. I'm sorry, nobody's gonna wear LSU number 10. You're not selling out these arenas. So if your goal is to make money through, get famous Colin Kaepernick style and get an endorsement deal that way, or all these news articles and click-through rate or whatever it is, now you can pick up the pieces. You can scrounge up a little bit of dough because the reason that you set out, the thing you set out to do is not profitable. Sorry.
It's true, and there's a video floating around of a WNBA player who's, getting labeled as based in some manner because she's saying that they don't deserve to be paid as much as the men. But she's not saying that. They're saying they should be paid the fair share. But the problem with that is that the WNBA doesn't make any money. Literally, is a deficit to the NBA, who hoists it up and has, since its inception, it's a favor, which is insulting to women on their own. Now, there's women's soccer leagues that make a minimal amount of money. They don't have to, like the women's soccer league in America doesn't get supplemented by the MLS, I don't think. And then neither does the English one, probably does. And then there's some women's hockey that is relatively, what I'm saying is they don't take money from the parent league like the WNBA does.
Are they trying to wedge this into something that you need to care about in the same manner that they're trying to wedge that agenda in to something you need to care about? Right? You see what I'm saying? So you're, Dylan Mulvaney is Bud Light is obviously do you guys even have Bud Light?
Yes, we have Bud Light here.
I don't know. They've paved roads here also. But so they're trying to convince you that not only do you need to care about the Transformer agenda, but you have to abide by it. You have to like it. Same thing with bro, even women don't watch women's. We've seen the videos go viral, like I said, every couple weeks, every month or two, where some street guy will be out there saying, would you rather have $1 or a WNBA ticket? And they take the dollar. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, nobody cares. So these stories that we're seeing, and we're obviously part of it, we're talking about it, so they win this round. But they're wedging it into something that you're supposed to care about, and nobody really cares about it. And I think it's also kind of similar. Look, it's all so agenda-driven. Like, even with the Trump thing in New York, the indictment, the mass casualty events. Mm-hmm. Look, me personally, every time they want me, they really are pushing something, I almost instinctively ignore it. Like, we're talking about this now, but I don't post about this on my Instagram. I didn't post about Trump on my Instagram. I didn't post about that stupid thing in Nashville. Because that, to me, when it gets pushed so heavily, is a clear sign that you should, do something else. So I'll go back and check on do you think there's any shortness of insanity happening in San Francisco or New York? Like, there's a bunch of deep cut stories that you could talk about and comment on without this. But again, like I said, full circle, they win this round because here we are talking about it. But it'll be gone in 2 weeks and nobody will remember either one of these women's names.
Homeless guy skydives or something like that in San Francisco.
Last thing though, now they're saying that this is crazy, that Jill Biden, of course, is the racist because I don't want to put it in super simple terms like, oh, black girl wins, but the LSU girl wins, right? Whatever, the Bayou Barbie or whatever. Her team wins, and then Jill Biden hops out the window and says, well, we want to bring both teams to the White House. Mm-hmm. And so now she is accused of being a racist for that. Now, do I think Jill Biden and Beau Biden and the entire Biden crime family are completely racist? I do, but not for the reason that this girl's going to claim. You see what I'm saying?